anytime she goes away.
Every good surf trip starts with getting to the airport 3 to 4 hours before your plane arrives, doing some editing, and praying that the boards made it on the plane. My girlfriend Christina and I have been on some pretty crazy adventures, mostly to cold water destinations. But it was finally time to experience some sunshine and some warm weather. This adventure, we were headed south. The plane touched down in Costa Rica, we grabbed our bags, and the next thing we knew, we were in a taxi headed to our beach location. It started raining pretty hard, which made our 5-hour drive an even longer journey from the airport. And I was very tired from the early wake up. I decided to catch some Z's while Christina stayed lookout, and we made it to our destination just before nightfall. We're staying like right on the beach in front of the pool. Alright, good morning, young Groms. We just woke up. It's our first morning in Costa Rica. And there's like a sick right behind us. Like, look at this thing. I have no idea. It's kind of bombing too. It's bombing way on the back. Like, that is insane. Almost like 7-0 worthy. Alright, young Groms, we're getting ready for our first surf session here in Costa Rica. We're going with the 6'7" Witcher for the first surf here. It's pretty big, but it's not exactly the most powerful. That one's cute too. Either one. I got this thing on. Whoa. So I'm not gonna get any sunburn. After a full day of travel, we were beyond pumped to paddle out and finally get to the beach. One of the hardest things in surfing is to paddle out to a new wave when you are completely alone. From land, it's clear where the waves break, but once you are in the water, it's difficult to judge where to sit and the timing required to catch one. I got caught inside a few times, and ultimately I didn't really do much besides drop in on the shoulder and try to cut back as the wave ended in the channel. There was still really solid swell and energy, but I just couldn't figure out the right position. After a few more attempts, I called it a session and headed in. First session of the beach break tour, I got kind of humbled. My board was like super light, the waves were really big, and now I'm actually just gonna move to the inside on the stealth and just try to catch a bunch of waves real quick. We just had a delicious local bean breakfast, and now it's time to get back to a new section on the Costa Rican beach break tour. Little did I know, the beach break on a full tide was also pretty challenging to surf.
When I walk beside her, I am the better man. When I look to leave her, I always stagger back again. Once I built an ivory tower so I could worship from above. When I climbed down to be set free, she took me in again. There's a big hot sun beating on the big people.
First session down in Costa Rica. It's not easy out here. They said there'd be a lot of swell and that this place picks up anything, and it really does. I've been kind of all over the place with my board selection. Riding a fish out there with its double overhead was kind of crazy, but I was like trying to pick off like the wide ones, and we still haven't figured it out yet. But this is the beach break tour. We're gonna be here all week. Today was all about like getting humbled and then slowly building our way back up. So we haven't found our dream session yet, but the beach break tour is far from over.
I think you're gonna be surprised at how good the waves are when you watch them.
One session in to the beach break tour, and it wasn't even really a beach break, it was more of a point. But right now we were doing some exploration and just checking spots while the wind is light onshore. And tomorrow I think we're gonna get back on it, surf a new break. I'm pretty excited. There's plenty of swell, actually more swell than these spots normally get. Tomorrow might be the perfect blend of offshore winds and the right size swell. Morning, young Groms. It is day 2. We are staying right here on the beach. It's pretty epic. And the swell has dropped out a little bit, but apparently that's better for the beach breaks. You can see down there, there's still like a pretty good set coming in. It's definitely still like above head high. I'm not really sure what board to ride. My super light epoxy wasn't it yesterday. As we were checking the waves, we noticed the slab and piece of reef to the right was pretty much the best wave around. So I got our equipment prepared to paddle out and try it again. This session, I decided to go with my 6'6" Witcher that had low rocker and foam forward with a little more tail rocker out the back to help me get into these steep waves early, but also have the responsiveness of a rounded pin. As I paddled out, there was actually a few locals already on the wave, and they inspired me to take off a little deeper and try to figure out how to get barreled. Although I couldn't really find the tube section, I was really stoked to be finally doing some turns and at least feeling the speed of an open face.
Oh, endlessly, on the endlessly.
You want me and he's a she. Just tell me where you'd be. You should have been here yesterday when tomorrow was today. I'm going out yesterday. I'm going out yesterday. Once upon a time was all. I need to make it whole. Now I need the summer's fall to find the winter's cross. I'm going out.
This wave has been like right in front of where we're staying, and it's super hard to figure out. I was kind of frustrated, but then I was like, wait, I surf all these like weird slabs in New England, and the shape is totally off, and they're always far from perfect. Like, I can handle this. And yeah, I just had to keep trying, and yeah, it was epic. One of those waves was like fully way overhead, and I wasn't in the barrel, but I was in the pocket, and I was like, this is crazy, and like the crystal blue water, like, this is the surf paradise. I'm so stoked that I have my partner for life, my number one teammate Christina, just scoring clips on the beach in the blazing hot sun, so thank you. I'm super stoked.
I'm happy as can be.
Christina and I have truly been around the world together. We've been as far north as the north coast of Iceland and as far south as Mar del Plata in Argentina. We've seen many waves together, but I've been lucky enough to see her dance through life. From the highest stage of Lincoln Center to spontaneous late-night dance parties and car ride sing-alongs. After all these adventures, I decided to get down on one knee and ask her to marry me. We both kind of got lost in the moment, and Christina was speechless. But eventually, I slid the ring on her finger, and she said yes, and we both could not have been happier. We finished our walk and asked a few people to take photos on the beach. And eventually, I ran back and thanked the lifeguard who took this video for us. After the walk, we called our family and spent the rest of the day talking to friends. I think Mima was easily the most excited one to hear the big news.
She got the cookbook.
I had to say that. That was so dumb. I am the happiest person on this earth. I love you both so much.
That night, we celebrated with a sushi dinner. Everything was perfect, except, is it really a surf trip if you didn't get barreled? The slab reef only worked on the biggest swells, particular winds, and the perfect tide. I was so obsessed with it while we were staying here on the beach, I still paddled out to it when it was the wrong wind and too low tide, where there was exposed rocks and it was pretty sketchy. But I was still enamored by this wave, and with one more swell in the forecast, I decided to paddle back out to it. It wasn't crowded, but you could tell this wave didn't break often. Between the locals and the expats, I was most definitely last in line. I paddled out, sat in the channel, and watched them take off on some bombs and pack a bunch of closeouts. They caught some epic barrels, and I got to be paddling out on the channel a few times to see them. I attempted to earn my spot in the lineup by staying active, going on insiders, and the sets no one wanted. After surfing slabs in New England, I learned that even at the best slabs, it's a game of numbers. You're not always going to be in the best position, and you might not always read the wave right. So it's best just to keep a high wave count, and eventually, you might find the wave you're looking for.
On the hill, cheaper than a dollar bill. Man, you ain't like anybody else. Should we pretend that it's the end? Are you my curse? Are you my friend? And if we got hit to the end of the road, will you be there to carry my load? I'm getting it back with that terrible feeling. My vision is cracked, but it looks like it's healing. I'm getting it back like it's 4 in the morning when the sun only shines 'cause it's been given a warning. I'm getting it back with the rest of the league, yeah. I'm keeping the rabbit, the bat, and the reindeer. I'm getting it out, whatever I gotta keep in. I'm telling the truth and it don't when we pretend. Should we pretend?
After multiple attempts and a few scratches from the reef, I finally pulled into the barrel I was looking for. Although it was sweet, I didn't think I was going to make it out when I ducked underneath the lip. And as I came out and did a cutback, it felt like the trip could not be more complete. The cherry on top of an epic engagement and a successful proposal. Got back from a session, but we have a big announcement here.
Just so you can see.
Christina is going to be on the adventure for life, and we're so stoked. Having the best time down here, and yeah, it's been amazing. Yep.
We're so
As you
excited.
just saw.